Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Arts Club of Washington. I am Judith Viggers Nordine. I have the pleasure of serving as the president of this organization, which in 1916 will be 100 years old. We are the longest running nonprofit arts organization in the Washington area. And the house where you came in the door was the house of James Monroe, right up to about this wall. Fifth President of the United States. He lived here when he was Secretary of State for James Madison and Secretary of War. And then when he was president, the White House had been burned, so he came back here as this was his executive office for several months until the White House was ready for him to move back in. We are so happy to have you here tonight. We think the arts are important for humanity and for your brain and all the things that you're here about. I have a Vietnam veteran husband, and my son was a PJ and is a veteran. If you don't know what a PJ is, you can ask me later or something. Anyway, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. We hope you come again and have a wonderful evening.
Want to welcome you all to the Comedy Bootcamp graduation show. Thank you so much for coming out. We have a full house, as you can see, and I know our veterans are going to be really excited for your support. So thank you so much for coming. I want to give you a little bit of background on our organization. 3 to 5 minutes. I'm not here to make you laugh, so don't try to laugh because it's not going to be funny. And I just want to give you a little bit on who we are, the Armed Services Arts Partnership, this beautiful sign that I designed. To the left of me, and I'm just kidding, it's not that great. And also, what is Comedy Bootcamp? So, the Armed Services Arts Partnership, our mission is to build and sustain communities for veterans around the arts. Now, what does that mean? We do 8 to 12-week classes, like a Comedy Bootcamp, which is the class you'll see today. We also do creative writing. We do guitar and piano. In the spring, we'll be launching an improv class, as well as a drawing and painting class. When people finish up with those classes, they are inducted into alumni meetup groups. And the whole idea behind this is so long as people want an outlet for community and development around an area of expressive interest, they can do so. So when the folks up here tonight finish up with the class, they'll be able to meet once a month, go to open mics with one another, and have that sense of community and that trust that they've built with one another. And they'll also be able to do private, sessions where they're brainstorming jokes, getting feedback with one another. And we've done that in Hampton Roads, where we started, and it's been very effective. So we're looking forward to that. Where we see this in the long run, we're in Hampton Roads right now. We're also in Washington, D.C. Within the next 5 to 10 years, our real goal is to create communities like this around the arts in every major area where there are high military and veteran populations. So you think of your Texases, your Floridas, your Colorados, your San Diegos, Seattles, etc. Now let me give you a little bit of background in Comedy Bootcamp. Comedy Bootcamp is the only stand-up comedy class for veterans in the United States, according to Google. I will say I am not 100% sure, so I don't want ABC to quote me on that, and then I'll get a lawsuit. But according to Google, we are the only stand-up comedy class for veterans in the United States. What we do, this class was a 7-week class. Most of our classes 7 to 8 weeks. And over the course of that class, we start off with the basics of comedy. So what are you doing? We're learning on joke structure. We're learning on setup. We're learning about punchline. We're learning about rules of threes. We're learning about taglines, so that when you are starting to write your jokes, you have a base of material and a base of techniques that you can do and draw from when you start to write the jokes. Once we finish with that, we go into a group feedback session. So week 4 through 8 is really our lead instructor, Chris Kocha, facilitates this. He's been teaching the class at DC Improv for the last 5 years, and he kind of leads this group feedback where someone will get up on stage, they'll do their jokes. They might not even have any jokes yet, but Chris will be like, oh, this is a really good premise. And then they'll go around the circle with the class, all 10 veterans, giving different points of feedback, and that helps kind of the group together owns the set, and you see these different perspectives. So it's a really fun process. If you guys are interested, we do invite some special guests to the class, so see me afterwards, and we'd love to have you check out our next class. But that's kind of what Comedy Bootcamp is. Now tonight is not only our graduation show, it's our first official performance in Washington, D.C. The Arts Club has been so generous to allow us to use their beautiful space, this historic space, but it also serves as a fundraiser for us. We're looking to be able to support our programming for the spring. Through our ticket sales, we've already raised $1,500, and by the end of the night, we're really hoping to hit the $3,000 mark, which will help us be close to supporting our comedy class in spring. So as you see the comics tonight, as you see the power of the show, consider checking out our donation table on the way out and giving a little gift. Anything will help. From now, I really want to introduce the rest of the show. So Chris Kocha, I mentioned briefly, he's our lead instructor, an amazing person, talks a little bit too much on the phone. I apologize to my mom, he's probably used some minutes up, but a great guy, heart of gold, and he will be introducing the show. Before I step off, I have two announcements. This is everyone's first time on stage, so I would love for you guys to be a very supportive crowd. No booing, no heckling, no throwing tomatoes. You can cheer, you could stand up and cheer, but we don't want any negative energy in the room. Secondly, you can have your cell phones, but please turn them on silent or airplane, because the worst thing in the world is to be in the middle of your set and you hear a ding, 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 and you forget what your punchline is. So out of respect for the comics, I'd really appreciate if you guys just put your phones on silent. And now with all those demands, I will introduce Chris Kocha to the stage.
Give it over, Sam Pressler, doing a great job here, putting this together. Yes, absolutely. We do have a great show, and I'm excited to be a part of this. It really is a fun show, and it is a show. So, yeah, welcome. How are you guys? Man, another dive bar. You know, look at this. I mean, how many times I've done shows in presidents' houses? You know, I could count them on one finger. It's the first one. It's a president. Hey, I know you guys. Look at it. It's weird. I know people in the audience. I am from Philadelphia. I don't know if Sam mentioned that. Do we have any Philadelphia people here? Okay, not enough. All right. No, not enough to talk about. I could be like, are you from? Who is from Philly? Well, let's get to know you guys a little bit. Philly, and you drove down, or you live down here now? Oh, okay, yeah, because you don't want to drive back and forth because it's a pain in the neck. It's like 95. If you guys haven't been outside here, 95. They're doing construction. There's actually a point up by the White Marsh Mall, merges into no lanes. It's actually a V. I don't know if you guys. You have to vaporize your car, make it reappear on the other side. I hate merges. I hate it because they should work. Is that fair to say, audience? Can I call you audience? Is that okay, you guys? Let me ask you, how's this sound? Is this okay? It sounds a little muddy, right? Let's see what we can do about that. This is, by the way, my job tonight. I'm the host, I'm the MC, and we have some screws up. I'm going to take care of that. Sam, can we get somebody I just want to pop the sound up a little bit. Get the volume up maybe a little bit, right? It's really loud. What's that? But is it muffled? How about this? Is this better? Is that better? Am I just a loudmouth from Philly? It's not the PA, Chris. It's you. Okay. Heads up, don't ride on the mic. Also, don't be from Philadelphia. Welcome. How are you guys doing? I came in, I'm in D.C. all the time. I come down here. The first time I drove to D.C., I timed it out beautifully. I hit the Beltway at 5 on a Friday afternoon. Oh, my God, is that relaxing. It is like you're not even moving. I don't know if you guys have been, it is, I put my car in neutral, had the guy behind me push me into town. I hate merges because they should work. Is that fair to say? Okay, not a very optimistic crowd. I'm not happy. I know it's D.C. We don't tend to be an optimist. Merges should work, right? Every other car moves over. We go right through, but there's always one guy. It's going to go as far as they can before they move over. You know that guy? The winner of the merge? Get to work first. Guy's up on the embankment, going down through wet concrete. Guy gets to the end of the merge, now he's got to move over. They give you that look. You know that look like they didn't know what was going on. Oh, can I scoot in front of you? Can I just wedge my selfish, self-centered ass in front of where you just spent 40 minutes going 7 feet? Can I just cram? And they always act like they didn't know. Oh, sorry. And they give you that little wave. Sorry. Guy's got 15 orange cones out of the right front quarter panel. He's dragging a flag man behind him. And the guy do it to me talking on his cell phone. Sam mentioned it. I will repeat it. Thank you for turning your phones off. I am very lucky. I have AT&T for my service. I don't have to turn my phone off. Never interrupts anything. Who has AT&T? Come on. Yeah, horrible. Right back there in the back. What are you paying a month? Give me a number. Who? You don't even know. What are you, a kept woman? I don't know. Money makes me dizzy. It's probably a lot. I love to chat. Do you ever anybody fiscally responsible have AT&T? Anybody? Oh, never mind. I'm in D.C. Nobody's fiscally responsible down here. Hey, do you know a number? 300. Oh, the whole family. All right. How many? So how many phones? Oh, okay. That's still crazy. Yes. No, it's not. Wait, that's $75 each. Okay, all right. Don't show off. What do you pay? Who do you have? First off, T-Mobile. That's not even a phone service. Don't even stop it. T-Mobile. I thought they merged with Cricket and opened up a frozen yogurt place. And those buildings don't even sell phones anymore. Back with you. Yeah, I'm at about $80 a month. I pay for a clock. That's what I have. I have an AT&T wireless watch. I shove it to my pocket. What if you need it? That's what I worry about, right? Something happens. I'm upside down in a ditch, gas spraying everywhere. I go, oh, man, I got to call the cops. Hey, no signal. All right. 718. That's good to know. That'll save the coroner a step right there. Guess I'll just play Snake until I die. I love technology, but there's a certain level. We all get to a certain level of technology that we understand and that we're comfortable with. My mom is 75 years old. She has a flip phone, and that's perfect. And then my sister, last Christmas, got her an iPad. My mom has no idea. For a week, she was using it as a mirror. She had no idea. Putting on rouge. She gets it up and running. Then she calls me. She's in a panic. She goes, oh, my God. She goes, I don't know what I've done, but somehow I posted all my doctor's appointments to Facebook. I don't even know how to help her. I have no idea how to, what do you say? Oh, we have 4 likes and 3 attending, so I'm excited about that. See what happens at the podiatrist. Good-looking audience, by the way. I should have started out there. I should be more optimistic right off the bat, but good-looking crowd. You guys, I'm worried about this. Is a time of year, I don't know. See, like I look at, I see a sweater over here. That makes me sad. That makes me sad because it means it's the beginning of the end. The women are going to start to disappear now. There'll be a sweater, and then a hoodie, then a hat, jacket, scarves, and then they're gone. By the time we get to Thanksgiving, there's no women, just noses. That's all we have. Hey, cute nose. I'm a dude. All right, sorry. Very attractive nose for a man. Spring, that's what we're waiting for, right, fellas? Yes, that first 65-degree day, the unveiling of the women. Yes. Oh, it's a great time. We look at guys are at the window like it was the car show. Oh, look at that. The 2016s are here. Look at that. Oh, I look at women. I got yelled at for talking about this. Some lady yells at me. I was talking about this. She goes, wait a minute, you're married. I was like, yeah, I've been married like 20 years. She goes, well, what's a married man looking at other women for? I don't know. My dog can't drive. He chases cars. Not like either one of us would know what to do if we caught one. I've been married 20 years. I got no game. I got nothing. I didn't realize I have nothing. I was at Trader Joe's. This lady goes by with like something weird in her cart, and I said something. I was just trying to be funny. I guess it came off as flirty, and then she started flirting back. I was like, oh, that's all I have. I'm not on the team anymore. My coach is in the car honking. I have to go now. I think it's okay for married men to look, yes? All right, wow. I know this is D.C., and it is so freaking politically correct. Women, you're the only ones allowed to answer this question. Is it okay for married men to look? Yes, sure, right? Look but don't touch, right? Or if you touch, you make a funny noise, like I think that's okay. Who would get mad about that? Yes, he grabbed my ass, but he had an old-timey car horn. It was hilarious. We laughed and laughed all the way down to HR. Then we told her the story. I think it's fine to look. Because here's the thing. I've been married over 20 years. You know, it'd be creepy if I didn't look. I check my own wife out, okay? That's what it comes down to. You got to. Who's married here? Let's get to know you guys a little bit. Let's get this crowd roll. Back there. So the hand up. Sir, you married? Is your wife here? Yep. How long are you guys married? Is your wife? Where's your wife? Right there. No. I know, because you don't know. All right. No, that's the best thing I tell them. Where's your wife? Right here next to you. To the, oh, who's in between you? Is that your parole officer? Who is that? I can't see. Who's in between? Hi, how are you? You guys are married over 10 years. You're sitting like with somebody in between you. Look, I don't have anything more to say to you. Bring another friend in. How long are you married, ma'am? 25 years. Nice. Some places you get a round of applause for that, but not here. 25 years. That's wonderful. Everything's great? Okay. I don't like that pause. That makes me nervous. On the ultimate scheme of things, sure. Yes. When you think about war and pestilence, yeah, it's great. It's fine. Does he look at other women? Yes. Right? And you check out guys, right? Yeah, okay, well, all right. Don't have to hammer it home like that. It's a little aggressive. I didn't know my wife did that. I did not know that women, I thought I was the center of my wife's universe. For the first 5 years, I thought I was her world. I caught her checking out a guy. I was so mad. I said, you pull a stunt like that 7,000 more times, we are even. That is, she was looking at? The UPS guy. Women love the UPS guy. As excited as men get about spring, women get twice as excited. Because what? Those stupid brown shorts come back out. The first day, those chocolate hot pants hit the streets. Oh, and if he's wearing the tall socks that come right up to the kneecap, oh. It's never the mailman, is it? No, mailman's too much like a husband. He's there every day, bringing the same old crap. UPS guy, special. 25 years, you guys still check each other out, right? Ma'am? Come on, don't be that couple. Don't disappoint me. I want to believe that you guys are still in it's everything like it was day one. I want to believe, right? Yeah. Sir, do you check her out, right? Yeah. All right. No. I recognize sarcasm. All right. Yeah. I checked my wife out by accident. You ever do that? You know what I'm talking about? I accidentally checked out my own wife. You married? Sir? Is this your wife? Yeah. Have you ever, how long you guys been married? 25 years. Okay, I should have said, yeah. Oh, now for this couple? It's exactly the same as that couple, what now? We like them better. Yay! The way they said it was 25 years. And you know what I'm talking about? Accidentally checking out your own wife? Do you know what I'm talking about? All right. We're at the grocery store, we split the list, my wife goes one way, I go another, I forgot something, I double back, I'm picking it up off the shelf, I kind of glanced down the aisle, I was like, ooh, look at that ass. Wait a minute, I know that ass. Oh my God, I married that ass. It's like hitting the lottery twice with the same ticket, ooh, I hit that. Ooh, I do hit that, all right. We're in the kitchen the other day, my wife bent over, I looked down her shirt. I looked at my wife's shirt. I've been married over 20 years. I could probably just ask her to see them. We're at that comfort level. Can I see your boobs? She'd be like, yeah. Why? Would I get something on them? If there's something on them, just reach over and flick it off, you weirdo. Gotta have fun. I bought my wife lingerie. I buy my wife lingerie all the time. It's a good gift, right? Okay, again, It's nice. That's a good gift, right? Yes. Yes. Here's why I buy my wife lingerie, because 1 year, like every anniversary, I buy my wife lingerie. It's like the end of October, and it's the perfect timing. Because it's the same, like last year, I didn't buy her lingerie, and she went out and bought herself fleece footy pajamas. So now it's a defensive move, because I don't, do you know what these are, these fleece footy pajamas? Horrible. Horrible. That's just with a message that sends to a guy. I didn't even know my wife owned fleece footy pajamas. I'm sitting downstairs, I look up, she's at the top of the steps like a giant toddler, just standing there. I don't even, what do I say to her? I'm like, oh, look at you hot little muppet, you sexy sleeping bag, you. When I find the beginning of that 7-foot zipper, oh, and the static sparks die down. Guys, my job is to get you guys warmed up. Are you warmed up? Are you ready to get this show started? I apologize for my voice. I have tried everything. My daughter was home, and she goes, "Oh, you should use my neti pot." She pulled it out, and I freaked out because I was like, "Oh my God, I've been making tea in that for your mom." So that is our little secret. Oh my goodness. All right, we have got a great show. So I'm going to reiterate a couple things that Sam said, or one thing that Sam said, and that is that these guys have been working together. It's a very much a community effort when we do this, when we do these classes. You guys are here. I want you to share the love, give the energy, and the excitement for all these guys, because they've all worked together. And as Sam said, they've been going out to open stage nights together. So can we do that? Yeah. All right. Now, I'm going to do a run through. Hold back. I'm going to introduce a fake person. We're going to hear where you guys are level-wise. Hey, let's welcome blah, blah, blah. All right. Better keep it there for me. Here we go. We're going to get things started. All right. These guys are our first act, originally from Arlington, Virginia. Yes, Arlington, Virginia. Rarely get applause for Arlington, Virginia. He was in the Army for 8 years, and he is pretty confident that 30 years of awkward social interactions shall bring him a laugh or two. Let's please welcome James Pruitt. James.
Thank you. So I just recently got married, and I prefer it over dating. It takes away, one, dating is expensive, and it's also stressful. When you start dating someone, you have to plan the activities. So one of my first dates with my now wife was a carnival. So we get to the carnival, and we do all the normal things. We play the games, we eat the food, pet the animals, and then we get to the rides. And so we get on a ride that is 3 arms, with 3 arms on those, with 3 pods. So we get on, and it starts moving. And then about 15 seconds into that, I realized that I have made a horrible mistake, not only by getting on the ride, but having a cherry slushy and turkey leg about 5 minutes prior. So I know what's about to happen, and you start to panic, you start to sweat, and I don't want to throw up on me, I don't want to throw up on her, so I figure I will throw up on the front of the ride. So I do, and I get off the ride and see what would fit in the opening scenes of Saving Private Ryan. It looks like a massacre. I mean, there's babies crying, men walking around confused. And I realized that by throwing up on the front of the ride, it has distributed amongst everybody waiting to get on the ride. And now people are getting upset. And I have to come up with a plan of what to do now. So the only thing I could think of was I grabbed her hand and louder than normal said, "Don't worry, babe, we'll get you something for your stomach," and got out of there as fast as we could. So that wasn't the first, and it won't be the last time I've put her in awkward situations. So we have a pretty social neighborhood, and I don't care for those people. So we get invited to a lot of barbecues and birthday parties, and I just don't want to go. So I don't. And then, so she goes by herself, and then she always has to make excuses for where I was. And it's either work, but usually it's some kind of illness. and then I have to play some weird reverse 20 questions game with the people when they greet me on the street. You know, how are you feeling? Well, I'm doing better. You know, glad to see you up, and you know, carpe diem. And but then it always takes this weird turn. Like, well, you know, that's gonna with the dry seasons. And I'm like, what disease is related to the dry season? And then sometimes it takes an even weirder turn where it's like, you know why that happened? The Mexicans. And then I have to make a decision, am I a liar or a racist? And I usually go with racist because they get invited to a lot less parties. So, another thing with being married now that I'm glad I don't have to deal with is meeting parents for the first time. I've known my wife for 4 years now, and I have yet to refer to her parents by their names. So normally what happens is we go there, and I usually make some kind of animal noise to get their attention. So they're not looking, it's usually like a or a meow or whoop until someone looks up, and if they don't, you just knock something over and hope the person that you wanted to talk to looks up. So our relationship with her in-laws didn't get off on the best foot. They came to visit us in D.C., and I was in charge of planning an activity for them, which I've already shown does not go well. So I was like, well, D.C. has a lot of stuff for people. So I thought, well, we have museums, we have monuments, we have parks, and what better for old people than new technologies? So I booked a Segway tour. So if you haven't been on a Segway tour, what happens is you go to the Segway place, and they give you like a 101. So you get on the Segway, you do lefts, you do rights, you get off, and then you graduate. And then you go to the back, and you get on your Segway. And they have the Segways against the wall to help you get on. And the one caveat to this is don't pull back on the Segway to help you get on. You step onto the Segway. So I get on my Segway, and then I see my mother-in-law about to get on her Segway, and I see her reaching for it. And I know she's going to pull back on the Segway. And I tried to get her attention. Bye. Bye. But she didn't look. So she pulled back, and it broke her ankle. And she reminds me this whenever she comes to my house that has 37 steps to the front door. So another part with being married comes children. And with children comes the conversation, what religion do we raise them? And so my wife asked me, what do you want? You were raised Catholic. Do you want Catholic? And I said, no, I had a bad experience with the Catholic Church growing up. She said, what happened? I was like, well, a few years ago, my mom called and she asked if I had heard the news. I said, no, what news? She's like, Father Buckner has been molesting kids for 30 years. Did he ever touch you? I said, no. And I hung up the phone, and then I started thinking about it for a second. I was like, that son of a bitch. Why not me? I was in the choir. You know, I was there after school. I wore sweatpants till I was 15, and which shows that being neglected can be just as painful. All right, thank you. That's all I have.
James Pruitt, kicking things off. All right, let's get our next act up here. She served as an officer in the Navy for 7 years, and she applied to the comedy boot camp because apparently going to happy hour isn't a real hobby. Let's please welcome Margot Busey. Margot!
Nailed it. Okay. This is my return to stage after 20 years hiatus. I started out in a dance class when I was 12 years old. The last time I was on stage, I totally blacked out. So, you know, hopefully this will go better. Yeah, it was great. You know, I was going to be famous dancer. So I joined a jazz class with my friends. And at the big recital, I had the most important end pose. And everyone was posed near me, like that. So we go out on stage, the lights come up, the music starts, and I totally black out. I spent the next 2.5 minutes wandering the stage like an Alzheimer's patient. And you can see in the video, me in and out of the frame, that poor videographer. He didn't get any good shots of the whole group, because I did this. And then over here. But I couldn't leave because I had the most important end pose. So I stuck it out for 2.5 minutes and hit it. So anyways, if you see me just wander off, you'll know that I forgot what I was going to say. I will start with a question that I'm sure one person in here has. I do not speak Spanish. I am not Mexican, I'm not Puerto Rican, not Colombian, or French, or Egyptian. Apparently I missed my calling as a spy. People meet me and they're like, what are you? I'm American. I lived in San Diego for a while when I was in the Navy. People would always come up and speak to me in Spanish. And being an American, the first rule of being an American is you don't learn anything about other cultures. So, no, I don't speak any other languages. No habla. I feel so terrible. I can't communicate with these people. You know? But then I thought, as an American, I should help them assimilate. So next time someone spoke to me in Spanish, I called the INS. Just kidding. No, I'm half black and half white. People are always amazed by that. Like some sort of semi-exotic dog breed, like a Labradoodle. It's like, okay, it's unique enough. We can run and swim. So. I was the captain of the swim team in high school. So when I joined the Navy, people were like, that's great. Such a good swimmer. The Navy's the right place for you. And I was concerned about our education system because I don't think they know what the Navy does. You know, people who join the Air Force don't have to fly. Yeah, I spent 7 years in the Navy. I got a lot of good habits. The one habit they couldn't break me of is being a procrastinator. My boss is in the office tonight, so if you just want to like plug your ears up for the next 2 or 3 minutes, don't listen to this series of jokes about me being a procrastinator. I frequently Google, you know, how not to be a procrastinator. Not while I'm at work. But they say the best thing to do is to make a checklist, put some things you've already accomplished on there, and check them off so you get some momentum. I don't know. So I did that. I'm like, oh, get a gym membership. Check. Go to happy hour instead. Check. 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 But being a procrastinator, I end up watching a lot of television. I'm a millennial, so I don't have cable, but I'm like an old millennial, so I watch a lot of network TV instead. And I end up watching a lot of commercials. So, you know, people say we're in the golden age of television. I think we're much more in the golden age of pharmaceutical advertising. And the conclusion I've come to is that Americans would suffer any rash of side effects rather than give up cheeseburgers. I mean, you listen to some of this stuff, blindness, kidney failure, cancer, new and worsening heart failure, which I think is 2 different types of heart failure, and I think one of them is death. So, yeah, I mean, it is not good. The one thing I will say about cheeseburgers is that they are the scientifically proven cure for hangovers. And if you think about a hangover, it's just all the worst side effects from that terrible medication that we're all taking. You know? Cramps, fatigue, dry mouth, coma. So, you know, I think it's all a vicious cycle. Cheeseburgers to cure the hangovers, and then, you know, medication with the side effects that's just like another hangover. So recently I went through a breakup. Yeah, that's kind of sad. Feel bad for me. Oh, yeah, thank you. No, it's okay. I'm trying to look on the good side. I lost 175 pounds. So, yeah, that was great. 5 pounds from stress and 170 pounds of that asshole. But it's weird, you know, the things that you miss the most are actually the things that annoyed you the most during the relationship. It's like, I go into my bathroom now and it's so clean because there's not toothpaste on the mirror. That's what, I was like, what are you even doing? Do you know how to brush your teeth? It's not where the toothpaste goes. Or like when I wake up so well rested in the middle of my bed with all my covers on, because he's not there to take them from me and push me to the side of the bed. You know, sometimes when I go out and I pay for my own meal, and I think, this is great. I'm being so frugal. He was frugal too, but that's only because he was saving his money to take out other girls. Well, it's okay. No, but you know, I've been going out. It's okay, it's okay. I've been going out. I've met a lot of nice men. Jim, Jack, Jose. And from what I remember, they tell me I'm beautiful and funny. Thank you very much.
Next act. You guys ready for the next act? All right, let's please. Well, here's a native of Rockingham, North Carolina. He spent 32 years in the Army. Yes. Signed up for the class because it was free. Hey, now that he's about to jump on stage, he realizes nothing in life is free. Let's welcome Don Juan Graham. Don.
How y'all doing tonight? Everybody having fun so far? Yeah. My name is Don Juan. Spent over 30 years in the military. I served in Iraq and Afghanistan. I earned my combat action badge, dodging rockets, mortar rounds, and small arm fire. I also earned my jump wings, had over 300 jumps. Also earned my Australian wings and my British wings. Thank you, thank you. Went to sniper school with airborne infantry, served with 82nd Airborne Division, 11 Special Forces, 450, all airborne on jump status. Went to Iraq. I was a rear gunner, Humvees. Went on about 100 missions or so. If someone pulled up the back, I had my little laser. I wish a motherfucker. I was ready to go. I was a badass. But if you said two words, immunization shots, I went from that 165-pound killing machine to I went to a marshmallow ass bitch. In full glory, you know, rolling of the eyes, sucking of the teeth. I don't need those shots. I mean, I tried everything to keep from taking shots when I was in the Army. It was just something about it just set me off. It made me feel like that I just lost it. So when I got in the Army, the drill sergeant, their duty is to give you that you can conquer anything. So we had to go get some shots. Go to the clinic. The drill sergeant marches over to the clinic, and when he got there, the doctor took control and said, "Listen, we got this new device called a shotgun. It gives you 4 shots in one." This device, it looked like a 45 caliber pistol with a rubber hose attached to it. So he told us, whatever you do, do not flinch or move. Now, the drill sergeant had convinced me, fuck, I'm bad. Shots, I ain't worried about no damn shots. So he says, the doctor says, so when you get in line, be sure that you do not move. So everybody started getting their shots. Bam. 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 I said, okay, I can handle this. So I get ready for me. I flinched. When I flinched, I felt the biggest kick in my life. My whole left side went limp. Paralysis set in. Somewhere in between me going into shock, a deep coma, and tears, I fainted. For the next 45 minutes, my drill sergeant had to come in and lift me up and carry me out to formation, and he tell me, Private Graham, you about to go airborne. You can do anything. Why you let that mess with you? I said, drill sergeant, I didn't know how to handle it. It's just too much. Get in formation. So I got in formation. So he decided to march us back to the company area. It hit me again. The paralysis. Everybody's going left, right, left, right, left, right. When I get ready to start going, Right, right, right. So then the drill sergeant got a little crazy. He decided to go double time march. Left, right, left, right. Right. What did I do? Right, 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 right. So when I get back to the company area, the drill sergeant says, Private Graham, you need to go report to the command sergeant major. Nobody wants to face the command sergeant major. So I go over to the command sergeant major. He says, Private Graham, understand you have problems taking the needle. Roger that, command sergeant major. Understand you also cried when you took those shots. I said, Roger that, sergeant major. He said, fall back in your unit. So I get back to the unit. About a day or two later, I get this written reprimand from the command sergeant major stating, Private shows symptoms of being a bitch. So a year passed by. I'm at my permanent party duty station. And my commander, unbeknownst to me, had read my medical records. So he says he's going to use some psychology on me. He's going to inform the head nurse at the hospital that this soldier has a problem with needles. So when I get to the hospital, the head nurse comes up, Specialist Graham, I need to talk to you. Specialist Graham, I'm going to be the one who's going to give you this shot, so everything should go fine. Don't worry about nothing. I'll be just as gentle as I can. So she told me, Specialist Graham, relax your arm. So I relax my arm. Look to the right. Look to the right. Say, you're not going to feel a small pinch. Just a small pinch. Okay, I'm thinking a small pinch. 3 seconds into that happy thought that I had, I felt this stabbing motion over and over and over. I looked at her and said, what are you doing? She said, I'm looking for a vein. I said, looking for a vein? You're hitting bone. What you doing? After I said bone, I collapsed again, fainted. When I woke up, I hear the head nurse saying to me, Specialist Graham, I need to ask you a series of questions. Specialist Graham, I need to ask you a series of questions. Are you awake? Specialist Graham, are you awake? I said, yes, I'm awake. She said, Specialist Graham, what is your name? I said, what is my name? You just asked me my fucking name. She said, do you know what today's date is? I said, today's date? You look at the fucking calendar. She said, well, do you know where you are? I said, what? You don't fucking work here? So I get back to my unit. I get another written reprimand. The reprimand says, soldier shows lack of professionalism and very disrespectful to the commander's wife. Like I knew that was his wife. So my last encounter with needles, my unit had a day and night airborne operation, jumping out of Chinook helicopter at 1,500 feet, airborne. That day jump, oh man, it was sweet. Hook up that static line, tailgate that bad boy, just walk out the rear, jump, your parachute comes open, you look around, you see the horizon, you see the ground slowly coming up to you, you see birds flying by, they give you the thumbs up, you give them the thumbs up back, you prepare to land, get ready to hit the ground, you get in your 4-point of contact, you hit the ground, bam, it was almost better than sex. I get up, shit, I can do anything. What? I was worrying about something jumping. Forgot about that night jump. That night jump's a little different. First of all, it's dark. Second, it's cold. And third, it's dark. So we hook up the static line, hook up your ripcord to the static line and just walk out the back. I start walking out the back. As I walk out the back, I look to the rear. The jump master disappeared in sight. The Chinook disappeared in sight. Then I looked down for my landing, but I couldn't find it, so I realized, oh shit, I'm in trouble. As I started floating down, before I could finish that thought, I hit the ground hard. Hard. I don't know if you ever had the air knocked out you, but I suffered the 4 C's. Concussion, coma, contusion, and collapsed lungs. No air in my body. All I could do was make that sound. I don't know if you ever been in Africa. You heard them lions calling to their mate at night. That's all that I could do was make that sound. And when I finally got that little bit of air back in my chest, that sound came back to me what I thought my command sergeant major wrote me in my first council statement. Soldier shows signs of being a bitch. At that point, I realized my best thing in life was not to follow the advice of what my drill sergeant had told me. You can do anything that you want. What? So now I'm out of the Army now. I'm at the VA. I mean, not at the VA, but I go to the VA now, in the VA system. I got a call a couple of months ago. They called and said, Mr. Graham, we need for you to come in give blood samples. You need to come in and give us blood samples. I said, blood samples? He says, yes. I said, does it involve needles? He said, I'm afraid it does. He says, how soon do you think you can come in? I said, does the year 2020 sounds good? He said, no, it sounds like a TV show. I said, exactly. And I hung up the phone. Thank y'all. Good night.
Yes, you guys are great. Please have a round of applause. Yes, you guys said, I know Sam said it, I'll say it on behalf of everybody here. Thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting this. You guys are great. Our next performer, 8 years in the U.S. Marine Corps. Corps, yes, because you do, you pronounce the S. The Marine Corps. As he prepares to take the stage, he realized that he had picked a terrible week to stop smoking cigarettes. Please welcome Michael Garvey. Michael!
Hello, how is everyone doing? This is Liberty. He'll be accompanying me for the rest of the show. He wasn't originally going to come up because today is daddy time, but since we match, I figure what the hell. Liberty, sit. Good boy. He is my classically trained English Labrador Retriever show dog Black. It's a mouthful, but I don't want people thinking that our dogs are on the same level because they're not. Mine's better. I have him because I do suffer from the PTSD. Let me move this. PTSD is one of those weird things. Everyone knows about it. Nobody really knows what it is. You're just going down the road one day and your body says, hey, I'm bored. Let's create a chemical imbalance and kick this shit up a notch. When I first started feeling the symptoms, I did what most people do. I went online. I started typing them in the WebMD, which is not usually a good idea to try and self-diagnose. What I ended up was realizing that I am losing my mind and I'm menopausal. So there's always that. The main difference I remember was one had more flashbacks, less hot flashes. It's not all that bad though. The PTSD, Liberty, will you heal please? Heal. Yes, let's focus. Let's focus. Good boy, good boy. But yeah, it's not all that bad. Sit down. Besides this guy being a pain in the ass. I dropped out of high school to join the Marine Corps, and now not only do I go to college for free, but they pay me to go, which kind of blows my mind. They give me a little extra help. They give me extra time on tests and on papers, which is great because as it turns out, I'm a little slow. And no matter what they tell you or how good your argument, a picture is never worth 1,000 words when drawn onto a college essay. You learn that one the hard way. I also have an excuse to smoke marijuana now, medically, besides just liking to get high, which I do, in all honesty. I do. So now I smoke recreationally and medicinally, and whichever I happen to be doing at any particular time is my own business. You're not a doctor. We have HIPAA laws for a reason. Please respect my stoner privacy. And this year I got this dog here, Liberty. He was raised in a prison in New York with an organization called Puppies Behind Bars. They have the inmates raise the dogs for veterans who have mobility issues and PTSD. Yeah. Since I got him, I spend a lot of time at the dog park, and what I've realized is the new fad is the rescue dog. Everyone wants to talk about their rescue dog, where they got their dog. Here's something I've noticed about your rescue dog. It's not a rescue dog if you take a long lunch to go to the pound, fill out some paperwork, find the cutest dog that looks like it won't eat your house and home while you sleep, then walk out the front door. Remember, this guy's from prison. I had to go to New York and tunnel him out like El Chapo Guzman. But obviously, he still doesn't appreciate any of that. When you have a service dog, you have a lot of odd interactions with people. When I first got him, I was at Jiffy Lube, and a woman was staring at the dog for a while, reading his vest, which is decorated with my military accomplishments, just to make him feel cool. And after a while, she looks up at me and she says, "So did the dog really fight in all those wars?" That's the beginning of it. She followed that by telling me that she is a professional psychic and I would go on to write books. Me, the high school dropout, jarhead, pothead, who draws pictures on his college essays, is going to be a best-selling author. Look for it. A lot of people come up to me and they ask me what the dog's disability is, which I don't understand. I don't understand what kind of asshole people think that I must be to drag a disabled dog around town with me. He's much more comfortable at home. Another thing a lot of people assume is that I must be blind. They see a service dog, they think I'm blind, which for one hurts my feelings because I thought I was at least a semi-good dresser. And for two, I don't really understand it because the dog generally walks a step or two behind me. How exactly is he guiding me? I think they think he's using the Jiffy Lube lady's psychic abilities to get it to me. But thank you, that's my time.
Nice guy. This is great. He's a student and an employee over at Northern Virginia Community College. Did 4 years in the Navy as a damage controlman in the Naval Station in Norfolk. He swears he's not on comedy growth hormones. Please welcome Dan Bentley. Dan!
Yeah, I can't believe all you guys paid money to see us. This is ridiculous. How's everyone doing tonight? Good, yeah. All right. I just want to thank Megan and Sam first off. This has been a really great opportunity for all of us here. It's been a really great time. So thank you, Megan and Sam. I also want to thank Chris too. He's really taught us to believe in ourselves, so much so that we have all quit everything else in life, and we've actually moved into his fortified compound up in Philly. So it's going real great for all of us here. Yeah. So a little bit about me. I am an engineering student at Northern Virginia Community College, the University of, and I'm actually transferring to George Mason next semester, so pretty excited about that. Until they see my report card from this semester. So I think the hardest part about being an engineering student is obviously being the only Asian in my math classes. Speaking of Asians, how about all these selfie sticks in DC? You guys see these everywhere? They're everywhere. Asians and selfie sticks go together like, Asians and selfie sticks. Remember back in the day when you used to have to hand your camera to a complete stranger, you'd pick the guy out who you didn't think could beat you in a foot race with a 15-foot head start. But these selfie sticks can actually be pretty dangerous. I'm dead serious. Just a couple months ago in Arizona, a guy he was standing on the edge of a cliff actually. He had his selfie stick out like this, and he actually fell over backwards and died. But you know what? I really don't feel bad for these people because at the end of the day, at least he died doing something that he loved. Other people seeing him do, you know. So yeah, it's good to be in D.C. though. It's the disease awareness capital of the world, of course. If there's two things D.C. loves, it's blocking off streets and raising money to raise awareness, to raise more money, to raise more awareness. So don't worry, kid. They will cure your cancer. Don't worry. At some point in time. Let's see though. I really think that all this awareness is biased, though. You know, I mean, I don't see anyone rallying for genital herpes. You know, some guy with a loudspeaker is like, "Welcome to the 2015 Genital Herpes Walk. All right, what's up, New Jersey?" You know, all the sluts in the crowd are like, "Woo!" That is how all girls walk out onto the dance floor. They're always like, "Woo!" I wish I had that much enthusiasm for anything. So yeah. Anybody here watch cooking shows? Anybody here? Yeah. What show do you watch, sir? What is your favorite show?
Just anything on Food Network.
Oh, you ever watch the show Chopped? Yeah, Chopped. Yeah. My girlfriend loves to watch that show. I hate watching that show, but I was watching a season Who Cares and episode Who Gives a Shit, but yeah, I was watching it and this girl comes on. These people always have a story as to why they became a chef. You know, they're this girl was up there. She was one-on-one with the camera, and they were like, "Yeah, why'd you become a chef?" All that, and she's saying back, she's like, "Last year, my cat Mittens got stuck in a jar of applesauce, and he suffocated, he died. And the only way that I can overcome it is by baking muffins for Mittens." It's just always some stupid story, you know. My grandma, though, talking about great chefs, oh, my grandma's a great cook. But she wasn't always, though. I had to push my grandpa in front of a bus back in '05. A couple months of depression for her. After that, her cookies were spot on. So, yeah. All right, well, thank you guys so much. You guys have been great.
All right, let's keep it moving along. You guys are ready? Yes? All right, let's please welcome. He has been in the Army Reserve for 14 years and counting, hoping to leave a lucrative career in professional hand modeling to pursue comedy writing. Please welcome Mike King. Mike!
Wow, you guys are great. So the last time I was in front of a room this big, I was in Tijuana, and I learned two things about my trip to Tijuana. Get your Spanish spot on, and never let the cabbie take you, wherever he wants. I'm not going to say there was a ball gag and a goat involved, but we're going to try to keep this clean. So everything is really, really raw for me right now. I'm not on any antidepressants, any mood-altering drugs. I quit drinking a while back, and I'm starting to think that maybe getting in front of a room full of strangers in the dark is probably a bad idea on my part. So, hindsight's 20/20. So, like I said, I haven't had a drink in going on 8 months now. And, well, thank you. It sucks. I'm fighting genetics. I'm fighting genetics. I'm an Irish Catholic from Boston. Yeah, so there's real awkward talking to my family. So I really need to talk to my therapist because I don't know if he meant all liquids or just alcohol because I'm really, really thirsty. It's been a long time since I've had a glass of water. So losing all my vices and my hair. The hair is gone, the alcohol is gone. I haven't had an Advil in 3 months. So I don't know if you guys heard this a couple weeks ago. The World Health Organization said that bacon and cured meats are almost as bad as cigarettes or equal to on the cancer scale. So luckily for me, I'm a casual bacon eater. Um, I'm down to a pack a week, and what they're telling me is that so long as you're just social, you really don't have to worry about it. And got myself down to a carton of hot dogs too. And cheese just came out too. That cheese is almost as addictive as some of the harder opiate drugs. So trying to cut back on the cheese. I was backstage doing a couple lines of Parmesan just to get out here, get ready for this. And I really just try to eat cheese when I really want to get away from it all. So, I've never done comedy before, obviously. You guys are great, real soft crowd, I like it. So I got to take a long, hard look at my life, the source of comedy for others and myself. I mean, you got to laugh at yourself, otherwise you'll be completely crazy. So I got to thinking, if I want to pursue comedy, do I want to pursue being married? And I can go, do I want to stay married or do I want to pursue comedy? So I picked up running, no relation, getting fit. I don't know what I'm running from. Love you, honey. So I'm a big guy, not as big as our first act, but he. I just noticed that tonight when I shook his hand, and looked him in the eye. I'm like, dude, you're huge. But it's nice to be the small guy. I didn't realize I was a big guy until I got out amongst normal people. So, like, my dad was 6'8". My kid brother, my little brother, 3 years younger than me, 6'6". I thought I was 6'4". I went for my Army physical a couple weeks ago, and they told me I was 6'2". So, starting to get a complex about being short. So, grew up amongst a lot of big, boisterous people, and I grew up fast. So, I was shopping at Casual Mail at like 10 years old with my grandmother. So, back then it was Big and Tall, the fat guy store. So to make matters worse, I got a lot of hand-me-downs from my uncles and my dad, my freaking huge dad. So, #1 dad T-shirts, union shirts, and it was cool. It was cool, and just waiting, standing at the bus stop, and there I am, and there's these parents sitting in the car. And they're like, wow, what a great dad, because, there's all these kids and then there's me. And, oh, wow, what a great dad, waiting for the bus. And so the bus would roll up and, all the parents are kissing their kids. I reach down, get my Scooby-Doo lunchbox and get up on the bus. A lot of phone calls to the principal that day, I think. Oh, man. So I got to thinking the other day, too, is... hipsters, or I guess they're calling them lumber sexuals now. That was a new turn of events for me, but I was like, all right, cool, faded jeans, flannel shirts, old T-shirts. I was like, wow, that was what I grew up with. I've been rocking the lumber sexual since 1973, Anyway, so, I'm a veteran. I served overseas in combat zone, and it was Operation We'll Let You Know When You Get There. So it's been a long war. A lot of interesting names of things, and different. I don't know if is it a war or conflict. It depends on CNN, whatever they're talking about this week. But so in the Army Reserve, you're out and you're dealing with the public a lot more than like your average, military member, because we really don't have a base that we hang out on. So we're out, you're in and out of stores, you're going to and from your drill weekends, and you get a lot of thank you for your service. And I got to thinking, like, over the years how I've responded to that. So when I was a young man and just fresh from being overseas and fit and trim, it was thank you for your service, and it was, well, thank you, ma'am. And hey, thank you for your service. Oh, well, can I get your phone number? Hey, doing it for you, America, stuff like that. And then my friend PTSD kicked in, and I started to really, really hate crowds. So it was usually like, oh, fuck you, did I make you a sandwich? And just try to get out of the situation. So you know, support is great. And another good story was, as a young soldier, I was coming home from my drill weekend, and I was at the grocery store. I was buying a case of Budweiser, some toilet paper, and some pizza rolls. And, you know, I'm in my uniform, I'm already feeling awkward, and I just kind of just want to pay for my groceries, go home, drink my beer, and eat my pizza rolls. And I hear this voice coming behind me, sir, sir, sir. So this guy shoves his way to the front of the line, and he goes, I want to pay for your groceries, thank you for your service. And I'm like, no, man, I got this. You know, I'm a reservist, this is a part-time thing, you know, I got a real job, So he tried 2 or 3 credit cards. I ended up buying his groceries, and we went back to my place, and we talked about his problems. So thanks a lot, guys. You've been great.
There we go. Our next guest, he was born in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. They moved up here to the DMV when he was 10 years old. He is a retired combat veteran of the United States Army. This is his first time on stage performing with his clothes on. Please welcome Clifton Hoffler. Clifton!
Y'all gon' make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me go all out. Up in here, up in here. Y'all gon' make me act a fool. Up in here. That's enough of that.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome and thank you for coming out. I need 30 seconds here. My big brother is here and it's his birthday. So Melvin Keith Calhoun, I didn't forget you, buddy. I love you wherever you are. I got this gift for you. I would ask you to come up here. You're about a gazillion years old, so I don't got but 5 minutes on stage, so I don't want you to walk that far. You know, I turned 50 this year in August as well. Yeah, I don't look 50, I know. 50 that looks good on me. But I always understood when you turn 40, they always say you were over the hill. Am I right about that? Yeah, he understands. So when I turned 50, I looked for the card that represented a 50-year-old. And it said, you won't remember? You're halfway to the grave, and it won't matter. So now that's my new motto. I don't remember. I'm halfway to the grave, and it just don't matter. You know, I understand at 50, though, there's some benefits of being 50. Y'all want to know what those benefits are? You 50, sir? Is sex still good for you? Just like you were 20, right? Yeah. Only difference now is I can't do that Cirque du Soleil anything with my wife anymore. You know, we used to be able to put the leg back, bend it like this. We used to be able to do things, and get in positions, and talk to one another. You know, I love you. Move this way. Turn that way. Now at the age of 50, I got the flexibility of a 2x4 and a stamina of a person with emphysema on oxygen. Oh, slow down. I got to catch my breath. Yeah, he laughed. He caught that joke too. But you know, I'm clear that being 50, you no longer need birth control. Y'all didn't know that? Did you know that, sir? When you're 50, there's no more birth control. Because I'm going to tell you how it works. You set the mood. You put on the music. Turn out the lights and light a candle. You put out the candles. You put all the good smelling stuff on. You jump in the shower. Because this time you're going to take a shower. So you can smell good while you're having sex. You get out. You look in the full-length mirror. And you see your 3 chins. You see your man boobs hanging to the ground. You see your stomach and your behind covering up your penis. And you say to yourself, ooh, I don't want to have sex with that. And then you run in the bedroom. You flick on the lights. You see your wife. And you say, well, I'm here standing here naked. Oh, 'cause I'm 50 and I just don't remember. You know, another thing about being 50, y'all, I'm telling you, it's great being 50. I get the best birthday presents ever. Who else is over 50 in here? You back here, you over 50, bro? You ain't got to lie. It's okay. Just say, yeah. You close though, right? Sure, okay. Help a man, help a brother out. Okay. So anyway, I got this present from my wife, y'all. It was the greatest present I've ever gotten since we've been married. You want to know what that is? I won an argument. I actually won an argument. I said, who's the man? You are. Yeah. I ran to the phone. I called my big brother Keith. Keith, she let me win the argument. Keith said, what was you arguing about? I don't remember. I just don't care. Also, look here, y'all. About 50 also, I wanted to tell you one more thing. When you're 50, y'all, you know, you can conquer the world. You can do whatever you want to do. You can go to the Arctic Circle. You can jump out of airplanes. Just after you got to take a nap first. I tell you, being 50 make you tired. I never realized once you got past 50, everything just makes you tired. Thinking about jumping out of planes made me tired. Thinking about going to the Arctic Circle made me tired. So I had to take a nap. And again, I've been married 26 years, y'all. 26 years, y'all, to the same woman. Wait a minute. The same woman. 26 years. Oh my God. Half of my life looking at the same face in the morning. Yeah, he laughing. He ain't got 26 years yet. He has no idea what I'm saying. Y'all should have sympathy for me. Even people in jail get parole. But in marriage, it says, a death do you part. What was I talking about again? Oh, yeah. Married to the same woman. But then I'm in with this about, I'm a grandparent. Any more grandparents in here? Wow. What, y'all fertile or something? Y'all not having kids? Oh, like me, you just not having. Okay, anyway, moving on to something different. I got 3 grandkids, y'all. They're the millennium grandkids. I never understood millennium grandkids because I'm one of those old school grandkids. When grandma say don't do it, you don't do it. Why? Because I said so. There was no other conversation necessary. So let me tell you about my grandkids, and I'm going to leave you right there with that. I got one grandson, he's 2. His name is AJ. AJ is the master of camouflage. He can be a chameleon standing right there in front of you. He sees me coming. He's playing with his truck. He sees me coming. He says, uh-oh. It's that old guy. He going to want to play with me. He going to want me to say something to him. Okay, watch this. I woke up, hey, AJ. AJ says, you can't see me. If I don't look at you, that means I'm not here. You don't see me. So I took that home to my wife. My wife said, honey, the trash needs to go out. I said, you don't see me. If I don't look at you, I don't have to take out the trash. But that didn't work for me. She said, although you don't see me, you hear me, and you better make sure that trash get outside. So that didn't work either. But then I got a granddaughter. Her name is Olivia. She's the smartest kindergartner I've ever met, y'all. She's on the educational level of a college student. Watch this. Olivia and I and my wife were coming back from the football game. Olivia was sitting in the back seat talking to her imaginary friend. They were having a wonderful conversation. And she says, Mama, Pop, I want to play a game. Okay. She said, I want to play the quiet game. And my wife, being educated she is, she said, Olivia, what's the quiet game? And Olivia said, you just be quiet. My wife said, oh. So Olivia said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to count to 3. And when I count to 3, Mama, we going to be quiet. 1, 2.5, 3. So as we were driving down the road, something happened. My wife said, oh! And my granddaughter said, Mama, you are disqualified from this game. My wife said, huh? Grandma, you are disqualified from playing this game anymore. My wife said, oh, you educated, huh? But you know my wife really said, oh, you a little smart ass, are you, huh? Let's have this conversation. So she said, okay, Olivia, tell me what disqualified means. Olivia looked at her imaginary friend and said, Mama must not know who I am. She said, Mama, disqualified means you can't play this game no more. Now what? I learned that in preschool. What, you old or something? You don't know that? And then finally, my grandson, his name is Demetrius, y'all. Demetrius is one of the most intellectual 8-year-olds you're ever going to meet. He has the mind of Watson, you know, the IBM computer. He can take things, put it in his mind, and spit knowledge right back at you. So we went to his favorite restaurant where they have 50 burgers, bacon burger, blue cheeseburger, double cheeseburger. He gets in, looks at the menu, takes his time, studies hard, and he looks at the waitress. He said, Pop, I know what I want. I said, go ahead, grandson, get what you want. He said, Pop, macaroni and cheese and french fries. And a large adult milkshake. I said, okay, grandson, you have all that. You want some dessert? He said, no, Pop, I'm good. This is what I want. So we're eating and we're talking, and finally I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to get that little 8-year-old. He think he's smarter than me. Because I'm smarter than the 8-year-old. Any of y'all here are smarter than the 8-year-old? Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Any of y'all smarter than the 8-year-old? Cool, good. It's only 4 people that raised their hands, so you clear, just like I was. So finally, the dinner was over. I said, Demetrius, look here, partner. You know, normally we take you to get something, toys, after this is over with. We go to the dollar store. But because you had that milkshake, little man, you have taken all of Pop-Pop's cash. And we cannot go to the dollar store and get you no toys. Demetrius said, he sipped on his milkshake. He looked at me, he said, Pop, this is what we're going to do. He said, you're going to take your left hand and you're going to reach in your back pocket. You're going to pull out that piece of alligator that's dead in your pocket called your wallet. You're going to take it out and use your plastic to buy this meal. And we're going to take this cash and we're going to go to the dollar store. Because you know why? You old and I'm smarter than you. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.
All righty, let's keep things moving. Here, let's get our next act. She originally from Wisconsin. She escaped the frozen tundra, joined the Marine Reserves in 2004, served through 2011, completed her undergraduate degree. She's now down at Georgetown working on a graduate degree. Please welcome KJ Peterson. KJ!
Excuse me a minute while I feng shui this shit. Much better. Namaste, everybody. So my name's Kristen Peterson. My friends call me KJ, so it's Kristen, all you assholes. So I have some struggles going on in my life right now. I think the first one's pretty obvious. You know, my hair can't decide whether or not we're lesbian. It's confusing for both me and my husband. But, you know, the other day my friend said that I look like a celebrity, so I was like, oh, cool. And then, so she's like, oh yeah, Justin Bieber. Okay, that was interesting. I was pretty pissed, actually, and the lesbians were too. But you know what, I mean, I don't look like Justin Bieber, so I didn't take it as like a full insult. You know, I have some assets, you know, little badunkadunk. And let's be honest, like my balls are way bigger than his. Way bigger. I'm pretty sure everybody in this room has bigger balls than him. Sir, please don't check right now, that's awkward. Thank you. So my other struggle is, you know, as Chris mentioned, I'm in grad school right now, and I also just turned 30, so I'm on the older end in grad school, which is a little difficult. You know, the other day I walked into class, and and everybody's sitting there like in those little awkward little desks with like the little half desk on it with their laptops, and they're typing away like little T-Rex stenographers. And I walk in the room, and it felt like the Matrix. It was this weird moment, like everybody on cue like looks at me like whoosh. And then I just see judgment on their face, and I'm like, what is wrong with my Lisa Frank notebook, guys? Nothing. So, you know, I adapted, brought a laptop next time. It worked out fine. And the other reason I feel a little old is with the language. You know, I'm pretty sure that you've heard people saying things like cray-cray and YOLO, and I'm like, what does that mean? I have no idea most of the time, so I'm talking with them, and then, you know, like, they'll mention one of these words, and I'll just try to repeat and, like, nod and hope that's the right response. Like, YOLO, totally. And then, you know, I'm secretly, like, as soon as they look away, they're not paying attention to me, I whip out my cell phone, and I'm like, Google, help me. So I'm Googling it, and I'm like, YOLO, and then Google's like, a plastic toy with string that bounces back to you. And I'm like, fuck you, Google, fuck you, autocorrect. It doesn't even know. It doesn't even know. It's not a thing yet. But so I did figure out what YOLO is. For those of you also around the age of 30 or over, it means you only live once. So I've been trying to use it in, you know, appropriate times. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The other day my friend was telling me about when she bought a plane ticket to Mexico, last minute. And so I was just like, wait, you guys, wait, I got this. YOLO. Am I right? And, you know, after a nice little pat on the back, and they're just like, good effort, you know, then they told me that you're not supposed to announce it. So I didn't know that, so next time. And the other struggle that I'm going through is that, you know, along with being in grad school, I have, like, massive, suffocating student loan debt right now. So my life has basically become an endless stream of going to events with free food around campus. You know, I work it out pretty good. I put them in my calendar. I'm actually, just so you know, I'm part of all the political parties that exist. Every single political party. You know, and it works out because, you know, the vegan bean burritos at the Green Party have no idea that I'm cheating on them with the burger and potatoes at the Republican meeting. No idea. It's working out good. Walked into an LGBTQ meeting the other day. You know, my hair spoke for me, so fine. Easy. I walked into an AA meeting the other day, and that was a little weird. And then I thought for a minute, I'm just like, I'm a Marine and a millennial. I should probably be here. I should probably... Started going regularly, actually. And then, you know, sometimes it's difficult, though. There was one time where, you know, my little free food radar went off. Bing! As I walked past this classroom, saw some food in there. Just went in and started stuffing my face full of food. Didn't even check what was going on around me. Somebody came up, and they're just like, are you sure you should be here? Are you in the right place? Paused for a minute. I'm like, shit, all right. Time to get creative. So I look around the room, and I'm just like, yeah, something doesn't seem right. And then I see a sign off in the distance in the classroom, and it's like, the Jewish African American Cultural Alliance. And I was like, oh, fuck. But then I had a little idea. I had an idea. I just stuck out my hand, and I was like, Shalom, my name's Rachel Dozel. Needless to say, they didn't really appreciate that. But I'm going to call it a win because I got some food. So I left satisfied. But, you know, the struggle with the debt is, you know, it's going to come to a good end. You know, 4 years of undergrad, 2 years of a master's degree. It's worth it. It's all worth it, I promise you. I'm studying international security, so which makes sense with my Marine Corps background. And so my plan is, after I graduate, I'm going to go to India and then become an Uber driver. YOLO, you guys. I'm pretty sure I used that right. So thank you very much. Please wish me and my lesbian hair good luck in the next year.
KJ Peterson. All right, let's get our next act up. You guys ready for your next act? He is an escape artist. He has escaped from Florida, from Georgia, and the Navy in 2007. Please welcome John Dorling. John.
That was definitely not planned. It's like a before and after picture. Chris is the veteran comic. I'm the newbie. Chris is actually 10 years younger than me, but that's what the life on the road does to you. So yeah, thanks for coming out. It's good to be in D.C. I've been in D.C. for 10 years now. It's a great place to be single. Lots of beautiful, successful women. Lots of diversity. You got gay, straight, black, white, Republican, Democrat. Everybody's here. It's terrific. I have a couple of gay friends. They're all classically good-looking, handsome guys. I call them my bromos. Full disclosure, they don't like that. They don't like that at all. But they know me. They know that I'm a dick and an asshole, which are their two favorite things. So they roll with it. They want to make me an honorary gay guy. I don't know what that means, but I always politely decline. They're like, you're good looking, you dress well, you've got an eye for design. Really? I think there's more to being gay than just that. I don't think people objected to gay marriage because you could match a belt with your shoes. No, they're like, you're great, you're awesome, and I wonder what an honorary gay person is like. Is that like getting an honorary PhD? You don't have to do any of the dirty work, you just show up for your contributions to the community. Whatever it is, I'm sure the ceremony is fabulous. They want to set me up. They're like, I don't understand why you're single. You're awesome. You're funny. Let's go out. That's right. Me out on the town with my 6'2" gay Adonises and me. They don't hide their gay very well either. They're loud. They're outrageous. Women pick it up pretty quickly. They know what's going on. They go out on the dance floor. They start making brunch plans. I'm straight, so I'm not invited. I call it the big gay fail. The truth is, I love gay guys. The hotter, the better. And I don't mean that in a homosexual way. I don't want to have sex with them, but a shredded gay guy with a winning smile and his twinkle in his eyes, it's proof that the universe is just. Because for some guys, there's nothing better than to see the defeated look on a woman's face when she realizes the guy she's crushing on prefers blowing other men. It's God in the universe winking and smiling at that guy who was shy and awkward in high school and saying, I got you. Check this out. But women are resilient. They flip the script. They co-opt that gay friend. They make him a gay best friend. They go out. They drink mimosas. They watch Project Runway and Real Housewives. There's no straight guy hot lesbian equivalent. Never has a hot lesbian hung out with some guys watching UFC, slamming shots, comparing their bench and squat max. That has never, ever happened. Once, a long-haul trucker and his closeted wife shared the same barber. That's as close as it ever got. So, I am single, like I mentioned, which is a subtle way of saying that I watch a lot of porn. I've actually watched so much porn in my life that it's not even a turn on anymore. I'm serious. I don't even bother unzipping anymore. Now I'm just a porn critic. I sit there questioning casting decisions and plot lines. She's so wrong for this scene, or his dick is way too average to be in porn. Which is curious. If you ever thought about it, in porn, an average-sized penis is considered unrealistic. Think about that tonight when you're going to sleep and trying to figure out the universe. I think the problem for me is that I grew up watching 70s porn. Every guy my age had a friend whose dad was a little too casual about hiding his porn stash. And 70s porn was great because women looked natural. They had natural breasts, natural butt, hair where nature put it. Modern porn is so just bizarre and unusual. I think it's really meant for people who've been in a relationship for a long time. I think people who've been married for 10 years would get off watching whales humping just because it's something different. Now when I see a modern porn and I see the girl with her hair extensions and her clown makeup and her sleeve tattoo and her hairless kitty, I just think, find out whatever her dad did and do the exact opposite. There really needs to be a genre of porn for single people who want to be in a relationship. You know, it'd be a guy and a girl, and you can tell they've been in a relationship for a little while, but they're starting to get comfortable with another. You know, the guy's six-pack has turned into a four-pack. Her muffin top has started to pop. You can tell they've skipped a few showers and had at least one good fight. And when the scene sets up, you don't know if they're going to have sex or watch Game of Thrones. They just get undressed and get in bed and start playing on their cell phones like a normal couple. I've been online dating. That's chaos. What a shit show. I think women have it harder online dating than men, but it's still tough. Women get unsolicited dick pics. Men get women jaded by unsolicited dick pics. It's a vicious cycle. And it's so segmented. There's so many different online dating sites. You've got Match.com, OkCupid, Tinder, eHarmony, Black People Meet, JDate, Christian Mingle, Our Time, Farmers Only. Yeah. I think eHarmony's got to be the worst one. eHarmony recreates that terrible experience of being set up by your best friend, except you pay for the privilege. eHarmony's business model is to send you so many terrible matches that you either give up and take anybody they send you, or you're willing to die single and alone. A lot of women in D.C. are very height conscious. They want a tall guy. I am not. They put that right in the top of their profile. That's okay. I don't mind. I mean, I've got my preferences. So it's just very curious when a woman, especially a not tall woman, is looking for a tall guy. Because never, in the history of ever, has a woman ever asked a guy how tall he is when his face is buried between her thighs. It has never happened before. At that moment, they just don't care. That's my time, everybody. Thanks a lot.
All right, this brings us to our final performer for this evening. Are you ready? All righty. She is an Army retiree. Signed up for the this is true. She signed up for the class by mistake. She didn't read the application carefully. She thought it was a creative. This is, it was great, and we had to actually physically restrain her. That's not actually true. Very funny. All right, let's please welcome your final performer for this evening, Ama Lopez. Ama!
Yes, I get to close out the show. You know, when you don't want to follow that act. That's me. But yes, that's my whole life. I have gone through life without knowing exactly what's happening, making people upset without having a clue as to why. And I think it's related to having English as a second language. I am certain. When I come out to places, my name is Greek, it's Amaryllis, so I have to shorten it to Ama. No one will get my name right. And I always like to wait for people's reaction to my name because no one dares to say it. So you will see white people saying to black people, hey, she's Marilisa, right? She's black? And then black people will be, no, she's Marilyn, she's white. And I let this go for a while, and then when I speak, they all come to the conclusion that I am Mexican. And it's funny because, like I said, it's hard for me to figure out what's going on when Americans go to Puerto Rico and they go to the beaches and want to get high. They go around asking for, hey, you got some paper? And they're very friendly. But when I came here and they asked me for papers, I just told them, go to the Veterans Park. Look for Mike. He has a black service dog. He is always high. He'll hook you up. Tell him I'm a send-you. So that didn't go well. As you can imagine, always in trouble, not knowing why. So then I decided to join the Army, because what better way to resolve your language problem than going to a place where no one understands you? And I took, have any of you taken a polygraph test? No one. So I'm going to introduce you to the Matrix. You go there, they all look like exactly like Keanu Reeves. They walk you in. They take you to an empty room. They get you barefooted. They put blood pressure machines on you. They put your feet on a carpet with electrodes in it, and they sit you in a chair that has electricity. Then they hook up your head to an AKG. And then I knew I was almost going to jail. Because I kept saying yes, and the tests have not started. The guy got so mad. We haven't started the test while you're saying yes. I'm very sensitive. Please bring down the charge. And then he said, okay, we're going to do this test your way. You're going to have to answer no to all the questions that we ask you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So a new guys come in because this guy couldn't take it no more. And they started the test. And they said to me, do you hate America? No. Are you a terrorist? No. Have you ever watched porn? On the web? No. As soon as I got out of that office, I went to the restroom and I texted my roommate, please delete all Cinemax quickies from the DVR. Do it right now before they start the background check. And then, I decided that I should not stay in the military for long. I was going to go to jail. I was certain. So I went to a party with a bunch of friends and I said, hey, which guys should I be looking at? And it was the most awkward moment because there is no other culture in the world, I know, because I Google it, that will name a child Dick. It's not existent. No one will ever do that. So I go to this party and I hear calling everybody Dick, Dickie, Dickerson. And at first I was offended, but the guys kept coming. So I said, oh my God, American women, they're so liberal. I just have to call someone Dick. I will lose my virginity. And then, of course, is the group of men that are called dogs. They say these are the nice guys, these are the okay guys, these are the dogs. You should go and, try the nice guys. But I went straight out for the dogs. And they were so mad. And I couldn't understand. Why did you go with the dogs? Dogs are warm. They are so friendly. They are very flexible. They will lick everything despite of the smell. And then, when dogs get bored, they will suck their own dick. It's a win-win. This is all my time. I want to thank you everyone for coming.
Now I want to give another round of applause for everyone who went tonight. Now I want to welcome all the veteran comics back on the stage for one final shebang. Get up here. Come up on the stage, please. All right. Well, I'm going to sit down because I don't want to get in their way. First, I just want to thank everyone who came out here tonight for your support. It was amazing. You guys were an amazing crowd. And if you can't see me, I apologize, but they're more important than me. So thank you so much for coming out. I have a few thank yous for all the people who put this show together. It was a real effort, and it went off pretty well. I'm biased, but it seemed like it went pretty well. So first, I want to thank Megan Brew. She is the Director of Operations for the Armed Service Arts Partnership. She has, I'm looking at her right now, she has a pizza in her mouth, so she'll come up pizza in mouth. This is Megan. I was in South Africa all of this week, so she basically did all the work to put the show together. because I just wanted to go on vacation right before. So it worked out pretty well. I also want to thank my mother, Beth Pressler, who came out here tonight and also supported Megan throughout the week in making sure that this all got together, because I'm still a mama's boy, and I need that help. Then I wanted to big thank you to Chris Kosha, who's been not only tirelessly working within the class, but between our spring 2015 comedy boot camp in Hampton Roads and now, we've spent a lot of time on the phone together, a lot of time, and I think the curriculum that we're building out has continued to improve, and I think it's shown tonight. So Chris has been an amazing support. Then I want to thank our volunteers from both Georgetown, who helped out, and also from University of Maryland: Richard Hernandez-Herman, Matt Healy, Tori Gariquez, Wes Foster, Humza Yaya, and then my sister Sarah Pressler, who doesn't go to any of those places, but has been making our social media posts, which are great. So thank you to that. I want to thank my two... I want to thank my two roommates, Brendan Corbett and Natalie Santos, who have helped out with the volunteering tonight. So thank you so much. Yeah. Then Georgetown University has been just a great collaborator with us. We've been able to use their space for free, and it wouldn't have been able to happen without the support of Linnea Hazel, who is their director of the Veterans Office, and has just made sure that we got into the room and that everything was there, and it worked out well. And also to Mark Bush, who helped us, get into Georgetown. Has been a great support along the way. So thank you so much. Then two more thanks. Isaura Ramirez, who is a comedy boot camp alum from Hampton Roads. Isaura, you want to come up here? She is a Iraq War combat veteran who participated in our last class and has been instrumental in designing this curriculum. Has come up for a few classes just to give feedback, just because I guess Hampton Roads is pretty boring and DC is a little bit more fun. So thank you, Isaura. And then finally, I want to thank the Arts Club of Washington for giving this amazing space to us and allowing us to be here tonight. Now, on the way out, we have a donation table set up. I've been told that we're almost towards reaching our goal of doubling from $1,500 to $3,000. I think we have another $250 left. So if you guys are interested on the way out, if you like what you saw, you want to see this happen again, please consider donating. We have two things coming up. We're participating in a crowdfunding campaign called Day for the Brave. We were selected among the 45,000 veterans nonprofits. We are one of 300 who's participating. We'll be sending some information out on that, so please keep an eye out. And then on Giving Tuesday, we're launching a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo, and we would love, if you don't want to support us through money, if you could just share us with some friends. We're looking to fund our fall 2016 programming through that campaign. So thank you so much again for coming out, and I know I'm relieved of a lot of stress. I think these guys are relieved of a lot of stress, and thanks again. Thank you so much.
And a nice hand for Sam Pressler, who got this whole thing kick-started. I mean, this happened because of this guy right here. A little too gracious and not taking your own bow. So Sam Pressler, yes.